Is it still too early to say that this Premier League title is Arsenal's to lose? Look, we're 10 games in, which is what, a quarter of the way of the season, and Arsenal find themselves in a position where we are still, at the moment, as it stands, 7 points clear of Liverpool and six ahead of Manchester City. Well, it's actually nine, unless, of course, they win today. We've still got Bournemouth, we've still got Sunderland that can all go into a title race 10 games in. But let's be real, we can't really start talking seriously about a title race until at least the new year is here. But right now for Arsenal, it's looking very good. We're going to talk about why. Make sure you do me a favor, people. Hit like and hit subscribe. Make sure that you also put the notification bell on and check it, because at the moment, YouTube are not, for whatever reason, letting people know when they're live, which has definitely affected views. And there's some form of algorithm which is massively affecting content creators at the moment. I don't know what YouTube have done. I don't know if it's an AI tool. I don't know what's gone on, but I am looking everywhere at people's views and they have gone down. So something is wrong at the moment. Hopefully they fix it. I'm going to try and reach out to one of the moderators to see if there's any help for what's going on. But at the moment, it's bizarre. I don't know what's happening, but I look at everybody's views and they've plummeted. So it must be a YouTube issue, and I hope that they sort it out, because if you're in the chat and you do not get these notifications, let me know, because something's going on right now. I don't know what it is. I'm not getting notifications for my channels that I subscribe to as well. So there's definitely an issue somewhere along the lines. Make sure you're following OK Jerseys. If you do use the code 12man, you do get 8% off. So make sure you go and show them some love. And in the live chat and in the description, we've got Match Bingo. Lots of people won yesterday on the Arsenal game. Make sure you've downloaded Match Bingo. Make sure that you're playing using the code POTS, and that will give you a discount. And good luck. Good luck. Big up to every single one of you. It's in the settings. You can only change it on the PC. That's true, Neil, but even that isn't working now. Trust me, there's a massive YouTube issue and I don't know what it is. So hopefully they sort it out very, very soon. I've tried everything my end, YouTube studio wise. Don't understand what's going on. Doesn't make any sense to me. But hopefully you are all ready to talk football. Let's talk a little bit about Arsenal, shall we? Because yesterday's performance, in my match reaction, I was very, very impressed with a few individuals, and I'm going to start by talking about them. The weekend as a whole is always better when Arsenal win and Tottenham lose. Now, I don't like Chelsea. In fact, I can't stand Chelsea, and you know that. However, by them beating Tottenham, it just made it a little bit more easier to smile around the place, if I'm honest with you. It's been a good weekend. Let's hope today is an even better weekend. Let's look at the potential of Manchester City and Bournemouth. What's going to happen there? Is that the Etihad, I believe? Are Bournemouth going to take anything from Manchester City? Is Haaland FC going to turn up, or are Manchester City without Haaland scoring going to turn up? Because they're two very different things. We're going to talk on that. But let's start with Arsenal, because yesterday's performance was a very professional, very pleasing and pleasantly surprising first half. The second half, even Mikel Arteta said that he didn't feel like we controlled the second half. I agree with that. I don't think we were brilliant in the second half. I don't think we were outstanding by any means in the second half. I felt Burnley actually played quite well and come into the game and could have actually had a little bit more to offer should they have been on a better day. But for me, Arsenal had already really killed the game off. 2-0 the scoreline. In the first half, I was very, very impressed by our performance. I thought that we were a threat going forward. I thought it could have easily been 2 or 3-0. Trossard had one cleared off the line. Saka went through one-on-one. Should have done better. Both those could have been goals. And if I'm honest with you, I've got to be real. It could have easily been 3 or 4-0 in that first half. Second half, as I said, I don't really think Arsenal did anything, if I'm honest with you. I'm not sure that Arsenal controlled any form of the game. I don't think that Arsenal were by far the better team in that second half, but certainly in the first half, killed them off. Game done. And we're just so good defensively, guys. So good defensively that I just feel confident now. Going into every game, I feel quietly confident that we're either going to keep a clean sheet, or if we concede, it's not going to be many. It's hard to score against this Arsenal side. Now, things can change with injuries. Things can change as the season goes forward and obviously tires. But let's be real. I'm really confident at the moment in every single game we go into because of that back line. Even if that means we don't win by 2, 3, 4 goals, I'm confident in that back line because we're in a position where I know Gabriel's a monster. I know Saliba is a beast next to him. I know that Timber and Calafiori, and it was highlighted last night on Match of the Day, are so important to how we set up as a system and how we defend as a department. I don't think I've seen Arsenal defend this good since the Highbury days, and I've said that for quite some time. And under George Graham, we were outstanding. Arsene Wenger inherited that back five and won trophies with it. But I've got to be honest with you, I think right now we look as good as we did back then defensively. Now, there's a long way to go. We have to go seasons before we can start comparing the both those, what we did back then to now. But when you look at the individual quality, it might not be as good as a Tony Adams, or maybe it's not as good as a back five as Seaman, Dixon, Winterburn, Adams, and Bold. But when I look at what they're doing individually and as a unit right now, I can't fault them. As a back line, they're outstanding. And you've got to include David Raya in that as well, because what David Raya is doing for me is he's looking at the back four and he's basically implementing himself into that back five as a player. Like when it comes to a shot stopping situation and reflexes, you can't fault him either. But in terms of on the ball, he kind of slots in as a centre half when we're in possession and builds up play from them. Now, I'm not a massive fan of it all the time. I like my goalkeeper to be in goal, right? But at the same time, I'm looking at what David Raya is doing, and I'm a real fan of what he's done consistently now in terms of the confidence that he has, but also the confidence the defence has in his ability to play alongside it. I'm a big, big fan of David Raya. I think he's been an excellent signing, and he was one that a lot of people question marked about, did we need him? Was he an upgrade on Aaron Ramsdale? Has he definitely taken us to the next level? Well, the answer is clearly yes. You know, I didn't particularly mind Aaron Ramsdale in goal for Arsenal, but I never saw him as the elite, the best, the world-class goalkeeper that was going to take us to the next level. And I thought we might have needed to upgrade on David Raya when he first came in because he had an absolute stinker. Let's have it right. The guy's just got better and better. And he's remained consistent now and probably put himself in the running for one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. I've got to be honest. If you look at what he's doing in world football right now, how many goalkeepers are better than David Raya? Not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like there was when he first signed. Like, really, you can pick 3 or 4, can't you? Alisson's still one of the best. Courtois still one of the best. I've got to put Donnarumma up there. You probably have to look at Manuel Neuer in terms of what he's done in the last decade, but he's coming to an end now. Then you start to dry up, right? I think David Raya is right up there. I really do. I think he's excellent, in fact. So I think for me, I think for me, he deserves a lot of credit. And then I've got to come next to Jurrien Timber. People, what are we seeing here? This guy is an absolute elite machine. The guy is phenomenal. The consistency levels are scary. The ability to go into duels and win them with confidence. I sit there watching him live or on the TV thinking, Timber's won that. Boom. He wins it. Now, I've just been going through who I think the best goalkeepers are in the world. I don't have to go far with this one. I think Timber right now is up there on the same level as any right back you want to throw at me. Whether it's Reece James in this league, whether it's Hakimi in the Champions League or Europe, or whether it's the likes of Carvajal or Trent Alexander-Arnold, Koundé. Keep throwing right backs at me. I'm taking Timber at the moment over every single one of them on form. I think the guy has been elite now consistently for 18 months. It's absolutely ridiculous how good he is. Ridiculous. I'm such a big fan of him. He's turning into one of my favourite players. I've just got to say it how it is. He's turning into one of my favourite players because every time I have confidence that he's going to win. Every time. I'm a huge, huge fan. So Soph says Livramento. Do you know what? I'm a big fan of Livramento and he can play both sides. But I don't think he gets close to Timber. I think Timber's elite level, like ridiculous levels at the moment. It's scary what he's doing. I knew he was good, by the way. I didn't know he was this good. I didn't know Timber was this good. Like Reece James, good shout, good fullback, very good, consistent player. Probably better on delivery than Timber. But everything else, I think Timber matches him. I've got to be honest. I can't see what Reece James is doing defensively that's better than Timber. But I can see that his delivery is better than Timber's. But Timber's getting better going forward. I just think he's outstanding. And how good would he have been if he wouldn't have got that ACL? And then we've got to come up and big someone up that perhaps I wasn't too sure on yet. Perhaps I hadn't seen enough of in an Arsenal shirt yet. But has been one of our best players this season so far in the first 10 games. Calafiori. Calafiori is everywhere on the pitch. Now, I've questioned his positioning. I've questioned his discipline. I've questioned his kind of attributes at times as to what is he. But I have to say, this season so far, yeah, I don't think there's been a bad game yet that he's had for Arsenal this season that I've watched. Lewis-Skelly's an unbelievable player for Arsenal, but right now I can see why Calafiori's starting. Calafiori is complementing for different reasons. He's different to Lewis-Skelly, but I will say on the ball, I really like him. And you know what? From set pieces, he's a threat as well. We saw him score against Manchester United at Old Trafford from a corner. But what I like about these corners that we're taking at the moment, which I'll go into depth in a minute, is he's one of about 4 or 5 that towers over everyone. So Calafiori deserves a mention. I think he's improved the left-hand side actually as well. I've always been kind of concerned about this left-hand side, but I've actually really liked him. And I wasn't a fan last season at all. I didn't really know what he was. I wasn't sure he was great defensively. I thought that all of his attributes were going forward. I felt like he was a little bit of a headless chicken, and it was one of those guys you needed on a leash to say, whoa, where are you going? But I see him right back. I see him right wing. I see him right, midfield. I'm thinking, where is it? What's he over there for? And he's supposed to be our left back. The guy is just all over the place. However, I think this season he has been more disciplined. He has been better positionally. I think he's definitely improved in terms of his ability to understand everyone around him, which is quite hard to do when you walk into a new side as a kind of new league, young player. I think he's been really good. Really, really good. So fair play to him, because I haven't always been a massive fan of him and I wasn't always sure. But what I'll say about Calafiori is that he's actually learning and he's improving. And that's what I like to see from players. I like players who come into a side, you think, yeah, all right. And then you're like, whoa. I was a little bit like that with Nacho Monreal. When Nacho Monreal came into this Arsenal side, I was a bit like, I don't think he's better than Clichy. I'm not sure he's better than Gibbs. I'm not sure he's going to be one of the left backs we spoke about. Year in, year out, he remained consistent, become a leader, and won stuff with Arsenal. And I thought to myself, you'll probably go down now as one of the best left backs that Arsenal had at the Emirates era. Like, if you're talking of left backs, you'd think of Nacho Monreal, right? So I like players like that who kind of prove people wrong. Because it wasn't just me saying that. We bought him and I thought, God, has he just come to Malaga because he knew from Malaga because he knows Cazorla? But everybody else was like, I'll give him time. And I did. And I started to really like him. Wolves have just sacked their manager. Is that actually true? Is that actually true? Has the Wolves manager gone? Who's going there? Who's going to go there? Graham Potter? Who's actually going to want that job at the moment? I mean, they're going down, aren't they? Let's just say it how it is. Wolves are going down. It's their time. If that is true, then I can't see who takes over that job and saves them. I just think they're an absolute mess, to be fair, right now. And they're one team that I'm quite confident that will go down at the moment, even 10 games in. So let's see what happens. Look, Ange, Vex says Ange. Yeah, imagine Ange. Just been sacked. Wow. That's mad. That's mad. 10 games? Did he deserve more than 10 games? I mean, normally you sack around Christmas time, right? Then you allow someone to come in, get your kind of transfer window, and then give them a few months to try and keep them up. But, wow, they've gone in with a kill. Fair play. They've been looking awful, to be fair. They've been looking awful. I had Wolves floating around 16th or 17th this season. It looks like I've got that wrong and they're going to go down. I was a couple of places too kind to them. It looks like they are going to go down. Right now, it's looking real peak for West Ham and Wolves. I've got to be honest. And I think Newcastle will beat West Ham today, which means they're looking likely to go down. I think Burnley and Leeds are the two that I would worry about, that they've impressed. Sunderland, I thought, would be in trouble. I actually put Burnley, Sunderland, Leeds to go back down, straight back down. But it's not looking like that's going to happen, if I'm honest with you. So interesting to see the three that go down. Let me know in the chat what you think. Who are the three teams going down right now? If I had to pick three, I'd pick Wolves. I'd pick Burnley. And it's between Leeds and West Ham, but I'll go Leeds because I think Nuno will end up keeping West Ham up. Actually, I'll rephrase that. I think Bowen will help Nuno keep West Ham up. He's that good. I think Bowen's unreal. Other than that, West Ham are a mess. Absolute mess. Yeah, I'm with Soph. Burnley, Leeds, West Ham and Wolves. Yeah, I think it's Burnley or Leeds, West Ham, Wolves. Yeah, I agree. I think they're the teams at the moment. Brentford have just got enough. I think they've got enough quality. And I've been quite impressed with with Keith Andrews. I think Fulham will be fine. I don't see Everton or Forest going down because Dyche won't and Moyes won't put them down. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I think it's got to be those, to be honest. Interesting. So look, let's get back to Arsenal. I'll be real. We have the best centre half in Europe, the Premier League, and it's probably the best centre half pairing that Arsenal have had in a long time. Is it better than Tony Adams and Steve Bold? Probably not. Adams and Keown, Adams and Campbell. That era was unreal. Is it better than Campbell and Toure? Probably not yet, but I tell you what, it could be. It's the best partnership we've had at the Emirates era. It's better than Mertesacker and Koscielny and Toure and Gallas and Vermaelen and Koscielny. It's better than all that. It's better than all that rubbish, right? And but after that, I mean, we had a period where it was pitiful. Under Wenger, it was like, who was it? After Mertesacker and Koscielny, wasn't it something like Mustafi and like Holding? That's like crap like that. And then he left, and it was Socrates and David Luiz. I mean, we've had some absolute shockers, yeah? Shockers. Pathetic, in fact. For them to actually even be in the same bracket as I played for Arsenal is an insult. It's a disgrace to Arsenal Football Club. So for me, I've got to look at Gabriel and Saliba being one of the best partnerships I've seen at the club. It is that phenomenal. They complement each other. William Saliba is an incredible talent. He's comfortable on the ball. He looks immense in everything that he does. But Gabriel, we've got to start talking about this guy because I don't know how you stop him, yeah? I don't know how you stop him from corners. I don't understand how you can be in a position where Gabriel can be in that area and you've got 11 bodies looking at him saying he's the one to watch and he still wins the ball every time. Even if he's not scoring from the header like he did at Newcastle, like he's done so often, he's flicking it onto someone who's scoring, like he did against Fulham. Trossard's there to put it in, like he did yesterday. Gyökeres is there to head it in. He gets something on it. Gabriel, for me, yeah, he's cheat code. He's cheat code not just in FPL, yeah, Dre. He is cheat code for Arsenal. He's cheat code in the Premier League. Like, to have somebody like Gabriel is cheat code from corners. Every time you get a corner, you think you're going to score. And I'm looking at that number 6 on his back saying, where's that guy going? And there's like, what, 2-3 players on him? And he's still doing it? Come on, man. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how good he is. Like, I was speaking to my mum yesterday. Her favourite player right now is Gabriel. And you can see why, people. You can see why. The guy's consistent. He's rock solid. He is a very, very aggressive centre-half that has taken that kind of rash bozo gene completely out of his game. Because I've always rated him. I loved him when he was at Lille. I thought he's a really good centre-half. I was talking to a guy called Manny, who I don't really speak too much anymore, and he said, watch this Gabriel guy in France. He's brilliant. I said, what, French guy? He says, no, he's Brazil. I watched him at 22, 23, and I thought, okay, that's an interesting player right there. And then when we signed him, I was really pleased because there was other teams that were going for him, PSG, Man United, other teams like that. I looked at it right now and I thought, yeah, there's something about you that I really like. And then I started to look at his bozo moments, some of his mistakes, errors. And I thought, oh, if you just ironed that out, you've got everything in your locker room to be a brilliant centre-half. And he's ironed them out very quickly. I think he's Mikel Arteta's best signing. I think he's Mikel Arteta's most improved player. In fact, I think he stands alone in terms of the players that Mikel Arteta has improved in the last 5 years at this club. There's not really a bad word I can say about Gabriel. Like, if we win the league the way that we're playing, if we win trophies, not just one, the way that we're playing, I truly believe he'll get Player of the Year. If I had to pick a Player of the Year right now, it would be between Timber and Gabriel. And I think because of how influential he has been as a leader on the pitch, offensively, defensively, from set pieces, from corners, I think it's fair to say he'd get it. I really do. He's elite in everything that he does. An outstanding centre-half. One that I would take in any era. One that I would take in most teams. And one that I believe now most teams would take. And I'll ask the question to anyone neutral in the chat. If you're an Arsenal fan, do not answer this question. It's hard for us to answer this as an Arsenal fan. If you do not support Arsenal and you're watching this on playback, put it in the comments. If you do not support Arsenal, put the answer to this question in the chat right now. Who would you take in your team? Saliba or Gabriel? Because not long ago, everyone would have gone Saliba. He looks unbelievable. He looks better than Rio in the next few years. He looks unbelievable for the modern day defender. He can do everything. I bet that might have changed now. If you do not support Arsenal, let me know who you would take in the chat. Gabriel or Saliba. And let me know who you support as well. Once you put their name, let me know who it's from. I bet you more people say Gabriel now. Gabriel all the way. Gabriel. Let me know who you support, people. Gabriel from a Liverpool fan. There we go. Big up to you, Ola. There we go. A lot of people saying Gabriel. Big tips. Gabriel. It's crazy. Gabriel. Saliba's not been garbage in the last few months. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true. Gabriel, Sophie says, obviously, Newcastle fan. For how good Saliba for future. Yeah, with age. I get that. Totally get that. Gabriel from a Chelsea fan. Gabriel all day. Saliba's not 100% fit right now. Okay, that's fair. But if they were, yeah. Vex says Gabriel, but I'd take both as I'm a United fan. Big up to you, bro. I much appreciate that. I much appreciate that. Gabriel's a warrior. That has come from an Arsenal fan, but big up to you, Footy Bants. Who else have we got? Alex says Gabriel, Man United fan. There we go. Saliba would be perfect next to Van Dijk. Totally get that. Fair play. Chelsea fans still taking Saliba. And this is the thing. These are two elite level centre halves. Elite level. So fair play. Malcolm, we are going to talk about Declan Rice. Trust me. So underrated for this team. Defence key lad from Evertonian. Big up to you, man. And you know what? You are my tip to do well this season. I really hope you do, because you started off so well and now it's starting to fall off, bruv. I hope you do, because I like Everton. I've got a soft spot for you because of the legendary Super Kevin Campbell, RIP. So I hope Everton do well. Big Gabriel from a Liverpool fan. They make each other elite. I actually agree. I've got to be honest. Gabriel's been immense for a couple of seasons, to be fair. Much better than Saliba. He actually has been. Kwame reckons that Saliba isn't as good as Gabriel or Mosquera. Wow. Gabriel was a City fan. Where else are we? Yeah, there we go. So you get the picture. A lot of people are now suggesting that Gabriel would be the one they would choose out of him and Saliba. And if you was to pick two of the best in the league right now, I'm not on form overall in the last, 12, 18 months, I think Van Dijk and Gabriel would be the partnership people would pick now. Whereas I think before it would have been Van Dijk and Saliba. And some would have said partnership, Gabriel and Saliba. But in terms of individual quality of players, yeah, I think Gabriel's right up there now. As Sophie says, get the likes up, people. We've got nearly 400 of you watching. Make sure you do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you're showing love to Match Bingo, which is in the live chat. Once you've downloaded that, use the code POTS. You'll get a discount. So there we go. Dan United. Potsy gives us a wave. Big up to you, bro, for Friday night. What a show that was, by the way. Absolute legend. Dan is now running the Rival Talk shows on Friday, and he's doing an unbelievable job, a splendid job, in fact. Brilliant host, great guests, and a good panel. So make sure you go check that out every Friday. Make sure you're subscribed to Dan United. Obviously, yesterday for United, it was not 4 wins in a row against Nottingham Forest. They just needed to beat Forest and Tottenham to let that poor guy cut his hair, and United still couldn't do it. What's it all about? What's it all about? They're going to have to start again now. Another 5 games. Are they ever going to win 5 games? Are they ever going to win 5? Oh, my God. Honestly, are they ever going to win 5 games? It really is quite scary. Manchester United, what is happening over there? 1 minute you look back, next minute you look back to your dross again. It's crazy. It's crazy. Super chat has come in from LVT. Says Raya deserves to be a starter for Spain. Yeah, I can't believe that Unai Simon starts ahead of David Raya. I think that is absolutely criminal. I don't know who the Spain boss is, but right now that is not looking good. For me, he has to be playing. He's by far the best goalkeeper, without a doubt. Let's go into our midfield, shall we? Because the player that I was mentioning and waxing lyrical about yesterday was Declan Rice. I've seen some individual performances from Rice that I've been proud of. I've been individually impressed with Rice at games that mean something that was massive against Real Madrid, in cup games, in league games of importance, last minute goals for us against United and Luton Town a couple of years ago, where he's popped up. His dead ball delivery and set pieces are right now one of the best in the world. But yesterday, I just loved everything about his performance, man. I just loved everything about his game. Now, I know it's Burnley, and it's Burnley, a team we should beat, but it is a team that have been playing well. It is a team that's away, and you can have an upset. But when you look at the player quality of Declan Rice, he was unbelievable yesterday. He was everywhere. Now, I know he covers every blade of grass and he works hard, but let's just get an understanding of how good that performance was, because there wasn't anything that he didn't do right yesterday. Declan Rice delivery was on point. Set pieces were there. Dead ball situations right now, there is not anyone better in Europe. I can't name you one that's better in Europe right now. But it's not just that. Sometimes we act like Declan Rice is just on the pitch to take a corner for us. I thought he was exceptional yesterday. Like, his off-the-ball stuff has always been quality. Even at West Ham, I looked at that and thought, well, at least he has got that as he got everything else. Yesterday, for the first time, I looked at his game and I preferred what he was doing in the attacking sense yesterday. Because I've seen that against PSV away, Manchester United, Real Madrid, but you can get up for them games, right? Can you do it against a Burnley team away from home, which is a game that's on a Saturday that 3 p.m. isn't really lights on you? And people might find that strange to say that, because usually it's the other way around. And he's already proven he can do that. I thought he was really good, guys. Like, really good. Now, interceptions, duel winning, is that kind of midfielder, right? But the drive on the ball, at the moment, I'm looking at Rice and I'm feeling like he's actually going to create something for us now moving forward as well. I don't think I've seen a midfielder at Arsenal with an engine like that since Patrick Vieira. Now, I don't think that he's anywhere near that level before people start getting over the top. Patrick Vieira is the best midfielder Arsenal have ever had, like, period. But I look at the attributes, and my God, they're similar. My God, they're similar. Like, they really are. I feel like everything Vieira did going forward as a box-to-box player, Declan Rice is trying to replicate and trying to get to that level. And let's be real, Vieira was doing it at 21 at Arsenal, went right the way through to about 28 when he then left us doing it. So Declan Rice has obviously had a couple of years at Arsenal now, and he doesn't look anywhere near that level. But I tell you what he does look like, one of the best midfielders in the league right now. Now, you can look at Caicedo, for sure, unbelievable player. You can look at Pedri and Vitinha and all these guys that are doing it in Europe. And I'm not sure that he's at that level. In fact, I don't think that he is at the level of Pedri or Vitinha. It's a very close conversation between what Caicedo's doing for Chelsea and what Rice is doing for Arsenal. I don't think it's a mad, crazy shout to say Rice is better. And I don't think it's a mad, crazy shout to say that Caicedo is better. I don't really care about who's better. I care about who's good for Arsenal right now. Because we don't have to be better than Caicedo to win the league. We don't have to ensure Rice is doing what Pedri and Vitinha does and more to win this league. We need to make sure that Declan Rice is doing what Declan Rice is doing for Arsenal. And that's putting in consistent, phenomenal performances that are allowing Arsenal to drive forward and to win games of football. Whether it be through his play, whether it be through his set piece or dead ball situation, whether it be through his leadership, he's been phenomenal. And I've just spoken about the guy I would have made captain, which is Gabriel. Everyone wants to give it to Declan Rice. Fine by me. I'd give it to either of them. It would be Gabriel for me. I feel like he's the guy. But Declan Rice, just as good. But what's weird is neither of them ever take the armband. It's either Erdegaard or Saka. And when Saka's not there, I think they give it to Marino the other night. So what do we know, hey? What do we know? What do we know? Zubimendi. Yeah, I'm liking it. And I'm not just liking him individually. I'm liking his partnership with Declan Rice. Because I mentioned a kind of partnership earlier with Gabriel and Saliba. The best midfield partnership Arsenal have had is probably Vieira and Petit. Vieira and Gilberto was right by it, but I thought the telepathy and the communication level was just different gravy when it was Vieira and Petit. But Vieira and Gilberto right up there as they went invincible and won trophies. I think this could be one of the partnerships we remember at the Emirates era as being the best. Rice and Zubimendi. Because what I've got with Rice and Zubimendi is this. It's not this or this. It don't do that anymore. We did have it last season. We had Partey, Rice, Odegaard. So we had the kind of three. Now we've got this and they do that. And that's what I like in a lot. That's what I love. And I call it two pistons of an engine because that's what the midfield needs. You don't have someone running all over the place and someone sitting here and someone doing all this. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. For me, what Zubimendi and Rice do is they complement each other and they believe in each other and they have faith in each other and they have confidence that if one's got the ball, they can stay, or if one's got the ball, they have the confidence that they believe in them, that they can go through and they're there as an option. But what I like so much about Zubimendi is his control of tempo of the play. And that's something that Jorginho actually did pretty well at Arsenal, to be fair. He used to come on and give a good balance, didn't he? And have that kind of pivot where you'd have a little bit of calmness. I think Zubimendi kind of gives you that and complements that throughout the game. Now, I haven't been stunned by it. Some people got a bit over the top, I think. Like, Zubimendi's been very good. But I haven't looked at him and gone, wow, I think we've got Xabi Alonso here. Like, I haven't done that yet, like some have. I haven't also looked at him and gone, wow, I thought Thomas Partey was good. But Zubimendi's levels. But one thing I will say is I don't think we've missed Thomas Partey I thought we would. The first few games, I thought we missed his physical presence. I thought we missed some of his ability to keep it calm and casual. I think Zubimendi's done that. Now, he's definitely nowhere near as physical as Thomas Partey. He's definitely nowhere near the level of kind of physical attributes that he's got that Thomas Partey had. But I really like what Zubimendi's brought to Arsenal. I really do. I really, really like that. So, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a real compliment to have both of these midfielders at the moment. I really do. So, let's see what happens. Z, I didn't give you stick, mate. I just said that you drew to Nottingham Forest, the team that I thought you would have beaten. You actually ruined my ACCA. So I've got a bit of a nightmare scenario of Man United yesterday. I had money on Man United. What am I doing? Why am I putting money on Man United to win? They're always going to let you down. And they let me down. Not that I wanted them to win, because I think it's quite funny when they don't. But, you know, big up to you, Z. You're a legend. You know that. And I hope you do finish, where you expect them to for your sake. But, you know, let's be real. I thought Man United would have won yesterday. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's move to a player or two that I didn't think had the best game yesterday, if I'm honest. Two players, Eberechi Eze and Bukayo Saka. Start with Eze, shall we? I don't think he's been bad at Arsenal. I really don't. I don't think he's quite got going yet. I don't think he's been at the level that we all wanted him to be at. I don't think he's been pivotal and influential. I don't think he's been the signing that we all go, oh my God, that's taken us to the next level. But let's be real. Let's be real. I don't think we can look at Eze and say that he's been bad, because some people are going a little bit, rival fans really, oh my God, Eze looks terrible. What's he actually doing at Arsenal? He's not actually that great. For Palace, he only had moments. He's not going to take Arsenal to the next level. And I understand why people might think that. And people might think that Eze's not been outstanding for Arsenal, because he hasn't been outstanding for Arsenal. But then you look at what he has actually achieved in the first 10 games I think he's played for Arsenal. And he hasn't played every minute of those 10 games, by the way. He scored a goal in the League Cup, against Port Vale. He created a goal for Martinelli that, let's be real, was a massive last-minute goal against Manchester City at the Emirates. And it was a phenomenal pass. He has created unbelievable amounts of chances for Arsenal. He has been a threat on the ball. He has shown some flair, and he has been versatile playing centrally or on the left. And he has scored against his old club, Crystal Palace. I've not been outstanding, but I've not been convinced that this is the guy that's going to take us to the next level before I say this. But I did think he was a bit poor yesterday again. I don't think he really got into the game like he should. I don't think he's really holding down that I'm definitely a central attacking midfielder. I'm not a winger, because I don't think he's been much better in the middle than he has on the left. I think he's been okay in both. I don't think he's gone next level. That's what I'll say. So that one's been very interesting for me to understand. I don't think that Eza will have an issue because I think he will settle. I don't think Eza's going to have an issue in terms of trying to settle in and trying to get to that next level and trying to um, accept the occasion, trying to deal with big moments in games. I think he can do that. I think he's had moments already that have been big for him. We've got to remember that at 26, 27, he's not a young kid anymore. So we've got to put that pressure on him to deliver now. But also, you've got to give him a few games to settle into a new side and to that next level. Because Palace are a great side, but Arsenal's up here. Arsenal are up here. And you've got to deliver that. So I have faith that Eza will come good. And I don't think he's been bad, but I don't think he was great again yesterday. I think we just got to be honest. I don't think he has been amazing or outstanding. Then we come to Bukayo Saka. I don't think he had a great game, guys. I don't know what you think in the chat, in the comments section. Am I being harsh on Saka? He's my favourite player, so I never really can be harsh on him. But I think we can afford to say, not your best game, mate. Brilliant the other week, not so good this game. I thought he was okay. I thought he should have scored. I think the ball that is played through to him is perfect. I think his touch could be better, and I think he's got to bury that. The shot that he got off was pretty poor, pretty pitiful. He'll be disappointed with it. It was tapped at the goalkeeper, and he allowed Dubravka to make that save. And I don't think Saka should have allowed that. I think Saka's just got to bury that. He's got to lift it. He's got to curl that into the corner. But he's just tried to go low and tap it past him. And I don't even know if the shot would have reached the goal. It was that poor. Like, I just don't think he had a good game. I think he lost the ball a couple of times in unusual positions. I just don't know how 100% fit he is yet. I think there's going to be games he looks good and he looks like he's coming back to his best and there'll be another drop off. I think we've got to expect this from Bukayo Saka for another few games, if I'm honest with you. I don't think he's been outstanding. I don't think he's been our best player. I do think he is when on form our best player, but I don't think he has been this season yet. I think some of the other players have had better seasons than him. I'd include Martinelli in that. I think Martinelli's had a better season than Saka so far. I don't think that he's out there at the moment as the star boy. And I hope that changes because he's an incredible talent. And hopefully next game we'll see it and we'll go smash. Saka's back. I just think that's the sort of season we might see from him. I hope I'm wrong. But I wasn't massively impressed with Eberechi or Saka yesterday. I just wasn't. Trossard. Do you know what? Trossard was all right yesterday. And he was actually all right against Crystal Palace as well. I think Leandro Trossard's got a place in this squad. Whether he starts every week is a big question mark for me. I just don't like the way that it's 2025 and we're playing him in every single game. And we've never played him in every single game in 22, 23 or 24. But in 2025, he's now ready at 30, 31. I don't think he's got the pace and the power and outlet that we need. I think Martinelli's definitely a better outlet. I think Eza's just as good, if not better, on the left as well. But Trossard's a squad player who can come on. Yesterday was very good. A brilliant piece of play, great ball from Gyökeres, brilliant cross, finds Rice, and it's 2-0. And we're in a position where we can then move forward. But I don't think Trossard is the guy that I want to be seeing every single game on the left-hand side. But let me know what you think. I think we can go into January or the summer and improve on that position. And I think it's the one that Bert has got to do, whether it's Yildiz, whether it's Semenyo, or whether it's backing for somebody like Rodrigo or Rafael Leao. It has to be done, in my opinion. That left-hand side needs to be improved. And then we come to Victor Gyökeres, who I thought yesterday was one of our best players in the first half. I thought everything that he did was either part of a great move for Arsenal or part of something that we did for a goal. He scored the goal, which of course put us 1-0 up, in the right place at the right time. Gabriel gets his foot on it from the corner and he's there to put it in with his head. Then you've got the second goal, which was a ball from Gyökeres, which is well won. And it's crossed over to Trossard, switched of play. He puts it in. Rice puts it in. 2-0. And his job done. Gyökeres then got injured. Now, I haven't heard anything yet about Gyökeres' injury. I don't know if it's long-term. I don't know if he just got a knock. I don't know if he felt something. I know that at the halftime whistle, he was having to go at the ref saying, look, I've been punched or elbowed in the face. Maybe he got a little bit of concussion from that. Maybe he weren't feeling right after that. But let's be real. I don't think it was a serious injury that he came off for. Marino came on. I don't think we were the same, if I'm honest with you. I don't. But I thought it was the best 45 minutes that he's had in an Arsenal shirt. Hold-up play, link-up play, excellent. Obviously, his goal. I felt like the ball was sticking to him more. I thought he was one of the best if I'm honest. And you know it's been one of the best because no one's talking about him. Whenever he's spoken about, it means he's done something wrong in an Arsenal shirt, right? I thought he was very good, very good. And I hope that continues. I really do. I really do hope that continues. There's a lot of people suggesting that there's no apparent muscle injury. It might be that it's fatigue and we might rest him for Prague. But apparently he'll proceed with training and be available for the Sunderland game. So according to the reports I'm reading here, it's just a minor niggle, rested as a precaution, wrapping him in cotton wool due to him being the only striker at the moment, because he is. Like, we don't have anybody at the moment. Got Marino, who will have to play against Prague now. Martinelli being out, on top of Madueke being out. Now with Gyökeres out, with Havertz and Jesus out, that's 5 attacking players Arsenal have now got to come back, which is incredible when you think our bench being with Darwin and Nwaneri getting a chance, and with still Martinelli and Trossard and Marino coming on for Gyökeres. You think, wow, we've got them players, and we now, on top of that, got these guys. Ødegaard coming back as well. Like, there's a lot of attacking players at Arsenal that are out right now. There really is. So let's see. Let's see what happens. But I was impressed. I've got to be honest. Very impressed with what I saw in that first half. Second half, not for me. I thought Marino was okay, but Marino does what Marino does. Ethan Nwaneri come on and look pretty good. Lovely turn, lovely bit of technical ability, and just puts it wide. Big fan of him getting a chance. I think Ethan deserves more minutes and should be getting more minutes. But other than that, I don't think it was a game that we should be concentrating too much on second half-wise. The subs came on and did a job. Lewis-Skelly, obviously, as well. Norgard coming on as well, who's one on more question mark at the moment. I want to see more from him. I think he needs a little bit more pressure on him. I don't think he's been that great. I think he's been a bit sloppy. I think he's been a bit slow. I'm not really a fan so far of what I've seen from Norgard. He's all right, but maybe that's what he was supposed to be. All right. Someone who comes in and does a half-decent job. So let's see what happens there. Very interesting. Is this Arsenal's league to lose? Well, let's look at the Premier League table, because I think personally there is a great chance this season of Arsenal winning the league. But I think what we've got to do is we've got to keep putting away. We've got to keep putting away. We've got to make sure that these points start turning into 10s, 11s, 12s. That's what I want to be seeing. Do we get to see that? Well, the only way we do that is by other teams dropping points, but Arsenal carrying on and winning. Now, we've got to beat Sunderland in the next game. Obviously, Liverpool and Manchester City are playing next. That could be massive chance for Arsenal. Now, at the moment, we've got the top 9 that we can see here. Arsenal find themselves 7 points clear of Bournemouth, who have got a game in hand. So they could actually go 4 points behind us if they beat Manchester City. We're 7 points ahead of Liverpool, 8 ahead of Tottenham, Chelsea, and Manchester United. Sunderland also, but they've got a game in hand as well. If they are to win, Sunderland will go second with 20 points and be 5 points behind us, which is absolutely scary when you think how good Sunderland have been. Other than that, I think everybody else right now are just a little bit too far off it, other than, of course, Manchester City, who can go second with 19 points if they beat Bournemouth. Now, right now, I think it is too early to say that Arsenal are going to win this league. Is it ours to lose, though? I think that might be a different question, if I'm honest. The reason I say that is because Arsenal find themselves in a good position a quarter of the way through the season with the best squad, the most balanced, settled, and strongest squad. A manager that is now used and settled to this league, a manager that's settled with these players, a squad that's ready and understands what each other's doing, a team that looks the best defensively and has scored as many goals as anyone other than one side. That's the recipe for trophies, isn't it? Surely we have to this year. I mean, if we don't this year, Arteta might just go, do you know what? I give up. I'm walking out. How haven't I won it this time? I truly believe it is getting towards that stage, people. Because look at the teams around them there. Bournemouth, genuinely don't think they're in a title race. Liverpool, title race, but a way off it. Tottenham, not in a title race, in my opinion. Squad's not good enough. Manager not good enough for a title race. Chelsea could find themselves in one, but really don't think their squad's that great. Sunderland, not in a title race. Manchester United, not in a title race. And then you've got Manchester City, who I think will be, because I think they'll win today. But I will say, if they don't, it's looking very good for Arsenal, isn't it? I mean, very good for Arsenal. I have to say, I don't know how anyone can look at Arsenal right now and go, no, don't see them winning it. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment section. 10 games in, who do you think's winning the league? Who do you think? If it isn't Arsenal, let me know why. Is it Man City? Is it Liverpool? Is there a shock? Is there a Leicester season where Sunderland or Bournemouth do it? Are Liverpool going to be able to get it right and Arsenal lose 7-8 games and Liverpool all of a sudden go on a run? I'm quite starting to become more quietly confident that Arsenal are going to win this league. I'm starting to now. And it's not just because of how good we look, it's the other teams in comparison to us. That's where I'm at. Z says Liverpool play City away next. I have them losing that. Yep, I agree. Let's hope that Manchester City lose. Yep, we need to. Big up to you, Nando. Mum says Arsenal should. Yeah, absolutely. Sunderland. Do you actually genuinely believe Sunderland will win this league? I don't think so. Ryan says we got this, Dan. I really hope that we do. Z says nah. I think Arsenal will walk it, Dan. Fair play. Kev says Arsenal. Liverpool winning it, apparently, according to A. The double. Question is which double? I'll just take one. I'd love the double, but just give me the league or give me the Champions League. We can do both of them. Wow, that would be unbelievable. If he does more than that, then I think he'll get a statue. But let's see. No, I'm trolling you. I thought you were trolling, mate. Let's do a couple of these super chats before we do come in. There was a question actually I wanted to answer from Rumble, which says, Potts, do you think that we can beat Chelsea's defensive record? No, I don't. I don't. I think this will be the team that gets closest to it potentially, but I don't think this team goes 38 games conceding 14 goals only. That's what we would have to do to beat Chelsea's 15 to equal it. I think we're on track at the moment. We've conceded 3 and 10. So we are in track to concede between 12 and 14. If this continues, I don't think we're going to though. But you know what? If we win the league, I don't give a damn. But if you said to me, which would you like to win the league and do what? It can't be unbeaten. It would be 100 goals, 100 points, Centurions, or the defensive record. That would be one of those two. But just give me the league. I don't really care. Because someone asked me the other day that. So just give me the damn league, man. Give me the damn league. Okay, another couple of super chats here. Rory Delap would be a £100 million player in the 2025 era. Do you know what? It's mad to think that he used to get so much stick, Rory Delap. But it's always been part of the game, isn't it, long throws? I never give him stick back then. And I don't really think we should be giving people stick now for scoring goals from long throw-ins or corners, that's for sure. But big up to you, bro. The doc says City losses in 2022-23 were 5. The City losses in 23-24 were 3. And the Liverpool losses in 24-25 was 4. Now only 10 games in, City have 3 losses and Liverpool have 4 losses already. I'm confident. That is a great point. And that's something that Igal said the other day. They've lost 3 games or 4 games already. That is not something that you can do when you're going to win the title normally. Arsenal have got to. Arsenal must this year. They absolutely must this year, in my opinion. Look, it's been a great chat, actually. It's been good to just have a chat with you guys. I don't do it enough. The transfer window's shut. The season started. There were so many panel shows. There was so much going on. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to hold off on just the Arsenal talk shows just until we get into the season. So I'm going to start doing more of these people because I do enjoy talking to the community. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, people. Make sure that you have followed both of our sponsors. OK Jerseys at the moment. You can get any shirt you want. I want to mean any. You can get retro like this one. You can get last season's like this one. You can get the new season. You can get any name and number on the back of it. If you want to go get R9 Ronaldo, Zidane France, you can do that. If you want to go and get Beckham England, if you want to go and get Figo Real Madrid one or maybe a Rivaldo Barcelona one, you can do it. So make sure you go over there and use the code 12man, 12man to get 8% off. They're only £15, these shirts. Make sure you go and get them. And also Match Bingo is in the live chat now. Click on it. Make sure you're playing it for today's game. We've got 2 o'clock games, 4:30 games, and then we'll go into the Champions League game midweek as well. So please make sure you're showing some love over there too. And make sure that you hit like and you subscribe to this one. Take it easy. We'll see you next time. Oh, no, we won't. There's one more super chat that's come in. How about breaking both records in one season? Do you know what? I'll take that. If we can get Centurions and beat Chelsea's in one season, let's go for that one. Let's dream a little. Right now, though, just give me that trophy, man. That's what I'm after. Take care, people. We're out of here, and I will see you at 1:30 on Lee Judge's channel. 1:30 on Lee Judge's channel. And tonight will be This Is London at 9:30, where Don is going to destroy Deji. Take care, people. We're out of here.